Well, good afternoon. Here we are at the Ballater Gallery in the middle of September. It's unbelievable where the summer has gone. And we're actually at, I think people are beginning to realise we have this facility now in the centre of Aberdeen city called the Viewing Room. It's appointment only, but it's proven very popular for people who live in the Aberdeen area, even when they're travelling up and they don't want to go via Ballater and they want to see something important or unimportant. Here at the gallery, at the Viewing Room in Aberdeen. So I'm going to talk a little bit about some paintings in a minute, but the summer show, I'm trying to be upbeat and positive and all the rest of it. But to be honest, the summer show in Ballater, which ran for about 3 months, I wouldn't say it's been a huge success overall. It's been a bit surprising actually, because a lot of the more, how could I put it, affordable paintings are paintings between £300 and £2,000, let's say. They've been slow. You know, I don't think Jackie Henderson, I don't think Alison Cowan, I don't think Stanley Bird, I don't think they'll mind saying that we thought a lot of paintings would rattle out the door to the Americans or Australians, Swiss, all sorts of people coming to Ballater have been slow. But it's certainly not doom and gloom, because Tom will drop a few paintings in, you know, some of the other big paintings, which I wasn't sure. Joe Hargan sent me 3 new paintings because I'd been crying out for anything by him because he sells so many with us. And lo and behold, he sent 2 huge paintings up called The Performer and The Penny Wedding and The Offering. And The Performer and The Penny Wedding will drop in 5 feet by 5 feet, £25,000 each. And The Offering, a smaller painting, around £6,500 each, all sold within a week. So it's certainly not doom and gloom, but it's been a weird summer. I think that's what I'll say. So everything's going to be changed at the Ballater Gallery at the end of the month. So by the time you're watching this newsletter and looking at the addendum to what's been said, you know, which we put in print, a lot of the new paintings which have now arrived here at the Viewing Room will be in Ballater. Look at this profusion of happiness and colour, which has been wonderfully executed by none other than Jennifer Mackenzie. Jennifer sent 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think a dozen paintings to us. I'll just pick this up for a second. Just look at the utterly incredible colours in this glorious painting. And ironically, what's it called? It's called Late Summer Flowers. So Jennifer Mackenzie, Glasgow School of Art, now lives in the north, has lived for many years in the north of Scotland. If you look at this one, Tom, it's such a nod to the Scottish colourists, you know, with the greeting card, the calling card. And it's, you know, the style of Peploe, Cadell. Look at this one again, the card. And they just have joy and happiness all over as you're wanting to maybe move into winter. You've been doing up your house and you think, gosh, let's have a bit of colour before winter sets in. And her landscapes are also, the adjective I think is painterly, and you look straight in at all of the brush strokes and everything there, and very, very talented with all the different shades of pink. In fact, one of Jennifer's paintings, of the 12 that just arrived, one's already sold, and that's called The Red Jug. So the Red Jug's away, but lots of new paintings. Also, while I'm standing here, Liz Knox is sending some new paintings up. And if you look here, this is what this facility is all about. This fabulous painting by Denise Findlay, absolutely gorgeous, of the stag. It's very clever because it's almost like the artist has left the easel and the painting out on the landscape. So much storytelling, and we brought it in because somebody really fancied it for above their mantelpiece, but it's just a little bit too big. And that's what we do. We take paintings to your houses, we take paintings to the Viewing Room, we take them to Edinburgh, Glasgow, wherever, to let you try them. And that's I think that's very much my modus operandi of really trying to go the extra mile. Have a look at this, right down here. A big, big new David Meredith bronze of a stargazing bear. Now, I can't lift this, and this is the rock. Everything is bronze. Tom, have a look at this. None of these have got to the gallery. This is huge. In fact, this could look just as good on a patio. It's 3 feet by 3 feet. The whole area it covers, with the stand being bronze also. I think what people, I'm not going to open these paintings here at the moment, because these are all brand new paintings by Linda Park, just in here. And when you look also at the website, you'll see how many paintings we sell by Linda, and I know there's a lot of people waiting for the unveiling of her work. Continuing the bronzes, Tom, have a look at these. As I say, they're all by David Meredith. We have the diving otter, we have the slightly dozing barn owl, and we've got the great big standing hare. They could go on a console table. They're of that size, whereas the great big flying barn owl, that's too big for a console table. That's a standalone piece. Tom was just telling me that, you know, there's a lot of social media and website comment from people who say that they quite like seeing behind the scenes of what happens in the gallery and where things are going. So this facility that we have here, some of you will recognise this painting because we actually had this painting for 3-4 months from David Smith. Utterly spectacular, of the East Neuk, so covering the crail areas in the abstract. And this is going to a very, very classy, stylish, arty buyer just outside Edinburgh. So we're going to be delivering and hanging this painting just outside Edinburgh, and what I think will be a rather lovely house with wonderful views. Going up here, Tom, these are the fabulous paintings by Emma Davis, who is our most recent signing. And we do have the St Andrews painting, which has been a lot of interest, the big one, in Ballater. But all of these fabulous paintings of Ely Beach, look at this one, Falmouth Harbour, the gorgeous sunflowers, they are all going to Ballater pretty soon, and well, in fact, towards the end of the month. So going by what Tom's asked me to talk about, also what's been happening here, actually, we've noticed that landscape paintings have been in big demand, actually, well, fairly big demand. I don't exaggerate, it's not been loads, but one or two of the artists who are maybe selling the numbers, perhaps, as David Smith, like David Schofield. So we have just sold a great big David Schofield painting. It will drop in now, called Evening Night at Gallanach. It was a wonderful painting. We've spoken about it in the newsletters. And although sometimes I get impatient and I think, why is that not sold? All of a sudden, there's a buyer for everything. And East Coast Gallanach, an important painting by David Schofield, is now hanging in a utterly spectacular Perthshire home. Moving over, Tom, just have a wee peep at the beautiful painting here by Roseanne Barr. This is interesting because this painting actually never got to the gallery because the moment it went on the website, we received a phone call, and it's called Skies Alight at Arrowsake, big painting about a metre by Roseanne Barr. So sometimes there's a bit of luck like that. There's a lot of interest in a new Marion Drummond painting at the moment of a ballet dancer. And I've got a funny feeling by the time you watch this video, there'll be a red dot on that. Have a look at Hannah Cassignel. Hannah, I don't think we've had an artist interview yet. She is an absolute star who lives down in Renfrewshire. And the bright, happy paintings which she does of everyday things, you know, jelly beans, a can of iron blue. Look at the way it's dripping with the drops of water. How fabulous would this look in a young person's new house, or, you know, a bar area of a large home? Look at the lollipop, Tom, down on the right-hand side. And the gorgeous toast with marmalade and the scone with jam. I'll talk about the paintings behind me in a second. Kirsty Wither, big name at the Ballater Gallery, sells with Open Eye, sells at, I think, Portland and London. And she had a utterly gorgeous painting called Ochre Notes. Kirsty is probably known for her beautifully modern but still delicate florals. And if you have a look on your website, they'll maybe drop in as we're talking about them. They tend to go pretty quickly, but her landscapes, they're just gorgeous. And we will have a new one coming in of pinks and greens. But if you have a look at Ochre Notes, that sold very, very quickly, again, to a lovely buyer up on their holidays, and from, I can't remember where, somewhere around the home counties. Very tasteful, very stylish, and that will be in its new home down south. David Smith. So I'm standing here in front of two David Smith paintings at the moment. As ever, David Smith, we've mentioned about him earlier, about the harbour painting having sold, but also, you know, the one we've just spoken about, East Neuk. He's also sold a gorgeous painting of the road to Ullapool, and his mackerel, you know, because David Smith's fish are incredibly popular. So he continues to sell very well. And here's just a little tip. David Smith is currently finishing, I think I've got this right, a 4 feet by 4 feet painting of Cullen Harbour. Cullen up beside Banff. So I know there are people that will be wanting to see that painting, people from all around the world. So keep that in mind, a David Smith painting will be coming in. Cecilia Cardiff's got 3 or 4 new paintings in the gallery, and I'm just actually looking at the floor here because there are 3 commissions that somebody's asked for by Cecilia. And don't forget that that's a fairly big part of the business of the Ballater Gallery, where we help people get exactly what they want by way of a commission. Tom, just nip back behind, if you don't mind, to the Michael Clark paintings. Michael Clark has been on one heck of a roll with us, and Tom will drop in what's been selling to let you see with the red dots. And there are about 6 wonderful new paintings like the ones there that you're looking at with the yellow sky, could be a mother and daughter with the yellow dress and the pink dress below hand. Stephen Mangan has been selling very well, the Sailor Boy painting. 2 little paintings. I'm fighting for stock from Stephen. He's working on something for me at the moment. But have a look at Sailor Boy. It's dropping in now. And have a look at newspaper hats. Tiny little paintings, very much in demand by Stephen. I wanted to talk also about Andrew Thompson. So if you have a look at the June ware vases, if you look at the hydrangeas, if you have a look at the dandelion clocks, they've all sold. And Andrew prefers to paint small paintings. Little tip, we're in the middle of September. Andrew Thompson is painting not 2, not 4, I sound like QVC or something, but Andrew Thompson's working on 12 paintings for the Ballater Gallery at the moment. Alistair Little. Alistair Little has sold, you just need to look. Alistair Little paints very painterly, telling stories, thick layers of oil. I think Alistair, if I've got this right, is working on 7 or 8 new paintings for us. One of The Man with Whiskey, one of Children Playing, and in fact, just reverting to Michael Clark, I've seen the new paintings which are going to Ballater of people in the beach. There's a lot going on. Because we're going into an autumn show, don't worry, it's not all going to be autumnal paintings. Although saying that, talking about autumnal, look at this cracker by Marion Drummond. Marion also has been selling during the summer with her tulips in the vase, and as I say, the ballet dancer is probably reserved when you see this video. Pop down for a second, Tom, just to look at this new painting by Dale Bisland. Again, it's an East Neuk painting, and just the solitary figure, or the lone protagonist, if you like, with the wonderful sandstone, the warmth of the sandstone, and the very clever shadowing. I'm going to round up here now, and this is the newsletter post-summer, as I say. yes, whatever I did, if I said it was a bit doom and gloom, that the sale hasn't been, the show rather, hasn't been a massive success, it has been a success. And don't forget also, when you look at the website, Ruth Corbett, 3 of her wonderful still lifes have all sold. Christine McArthur, the charming Italian coffee pots, the martini glasses, they've sold. And Christine's painting some big paintings. So if you're a Christine McArthur fan, do keep in touch with her. Some beautiful new pieces. Muriel Barclay is still on one heck of a run. And if you look at all the nudes which sold a couple of months ago, there's a fabulous new painting just in, I'm trying to remember the name, I think it might be called Cumulus. But Tom will drop that in to let you see that as well. So anyway, we're going in with great gusto to the autumn show. And I don't know why I'm hesitant by saying, are we calling it the autumn show? I think we're just going to get the gallery all fresh, all different, all new, and have a look, as again, a quick look around here before we go, Tom, at the Jennifer Mackenzie's, and going right around here to see the Stanley Birds, gorgeous Anne Oram painting of the Chelsea Garden early viewing, and in fact we did very well with a huge Anne Oram watercolour which sold so quickly, and the Jackie Hendersons, lots of stock at the Ballater Gallery, and I hope you've enjoyed this run around here at the viewing room in Aberdeen of what's going to be going to Ballater as we ever change at the Ballater Gallery this autumn. Thanks.